Burning out is something that tends to happen to me quite often, and I'm not sure why that is, but you get a feeling within yourself of that sense of burning out. It really is an effect after you feel like you've done a lot, or sometimes you don't have to do too much. Sometimes you could do one or two things. You could be working around your house, or you could be doing what most people call chores around the house, and afterwards you sit down on the couch and watch a show and binge that for hours on end, and then you try to get up and do something else, and you say, "I'm not feeling it," because it's that burning out. You feel like you've completed a task, and now you don't have the energy to do more. And I feel like a bit of that is caused because of the binging, because of the sitting around and not doing anything. It creates a distraction for your mind where it chooses comfortability over pressure and progress. People say it takes a lot of pressure to form diamonds. And I think that goes for the same concept for us humans, us people, is that it takes a lot of pressure to form us into the person we want to be. And when you take that and you think about it a little bit more, it is completely true, in my opinion. But another part of me has feelings of just it's okay to lay back and relax and take a break. But a lot of times those breaks will end up tearing you down. Well, I wouldn't say tearing you down, but they bring you down. They drag you down a lot. They give you the lack of purpose and the lack of effort into doing more things. And a lot of times, if you sit down and you're watching your show, I mean, I tend to do it all the time. I'll watch a episode and then I'll go get up and go do something for a couple hours and then come back to it later and watch another episode. But when you get into that binging habit, you really tend to not want to do anything for the rest of the day, and that may carry on into the day after, and so in the day after that, and it's like a vicious cycle. And then when you do have to get up and do things that are needed in your day-to-day life, you find it so hard and find it as such a huge struggle to accomplish those uh, objectives. I've had a whole chore list, not on physical paper, but in my mind, I've had a chore list where I need to get stuff done, and a lot of the times I'll choose comfort over that struggle, over that getting out there and doing what needs to be done versus what I want to do. And a lot of us run into that because the comfortability it creates laziness. And once you kind of settle into that laziness, it's hard to get back out of that hole that you've dug yourself down into. For an example, like I gotta do laundry, I gotta clean the dishes, I gotta go take my truck to the car wash. Like those are three simple things to do. But in my mind, do I want to go drive from where my house is into town and go do that laundry and then wash my truck and then drive back home, wait for the laundry to get done, drive all the way back, and then switch it over, and then drive back home, wait another hour, go back and get the laundry? I mean, I don't mind it, but I'd much rather choose the comfortable option where I let all of that sit and I watch my show, or I play some video games, or I go on my phone and doom scroll for a while. Horrible habit, by the way. But if you can get up and actually go do those things, you'll find yourself wanting to do more. You'll find less excuses to sit at home and not do anything at all. Sometimes I give myself a little bit of time to think things over and get a complete idea of what I want to do step by step and how to do it. So that way I don't run into this rut of sitting around, binging, not doing anything, and then it doesn't get done at all. And a lot of the times I notice that when I do get up and I go do these things that need to be done, I feel sharp, you know? Sharp like a diamond. There's a metaphor, I guess, new metaphor. But you feel sharp after doing all those things because you've accomplished something that makes you feel good about yourself. Like most of the time when you're at home and you're binging a show and you realize, "Oh, I just wasted the whole day and now I can't do what I needed to do." That usually makes you feel worse about yourself. And for some reason, I believe that those habits become consistent because once you kind of feel bad for yourself, you don't want to put in the effort to try and do better. But when you do better or you do try better, you feel amazing afterwards and you feel like you could do more and more about it. You can feel like you're more in control of your life. You feel a lot, a lot more mindful, a lot sharper, you just, your visuals, like you see things differently in a different light. It gives you that sense of purpose and it gives you the sense of I can do anything that I want. It's just I need the motivation, I need the discipline, and I need the energy to do this. And even after you've done all this, that's usually when a lot of the burning out happens. And I get that completely because that happens to me. It could be one of two, you're doing too much, you get burnt out, you're not doing enough, and you get burnt out because you feel like you can't do anything. And those are two like separate concepts, but they lead to the same problem. And I say that you need to get plenty of rest. You need to be eating right. You can't be filling yourself up with just this crap and junk that you see on the shelf at your local Walmart or whatever, your local grocery store, like chips, these like the honey buns, sodas, energy drinks. Like it literally just, it's junk, and it makes you feel a lot worse about yourself. And that puts you in a rut as well, because if you're going to eat like crap, you're going to feel like crap. And if you're not getting enough sleep, you're going to also be tired all day, which is going to give you less motivation to want to keep pushing and trying a little bit more than you would usually. But also, I don't want to make this a lecture or anything. It's not what I'm trying to do. It's just trying to give my advice from my own experiences, because a lot of the time when I ate and drank and just did all that stuff that wasn't good for my body, it created a lot more of a mess than I needed to go through. And it's a big mental challenge because for some odd reason, we like the suffer, the pain for some reason. And even if we don't, we unintentionally uh, involve ourselves in it. So usually what I do to get out of this rut of, poor time management, poor food management, poor sleep management, it all plays into effect heavily. I mean, just first off, get a good night's rest. Get 8 hours of sleep. You would be surprised how much 8 hours of sleep will take you. Like, there's days where I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, sometimes less. And some of us have a hard time sleeping. We can't help that. But I also believe it's because of the food we're eating. If we're eating like crap, our bodies are going to feel like crap. They're not going to want to function the way they're supposed to. So that way, if you go out and you eat a big order of like uh, McDonald's or something like that. I keep using that for an example. I don't know why. Um, if you go out and eat like crap, chances are when you go to sleep, your body's still going to feel like crap. And that's going to create the problem of not being able to sleep. Almost treat your body like it's a reward system. So if you eat well, reward yourself with that. Show yourself that, hey, I did this thing that's really good for me. Now what do I get out of it? Well, you probably get better sleep out of it. You get a better mindset out of it. You get a better attitude out of it. And this isn't a guarantee, obviously, but from my experience, usually that's what happens. Is I eat better, I'll sleep better. If I do things around the house, I feel better. I feel amazing. I feel like I could take on the world. And just even if you feel like you got such a clutter going on around your place and you don't want to do anything, go on a walk. Go on a drive. Go explore a little bit. Go see something new. And that will show you that the possibilities are much bigger than they seem, you know? Because when you're in your home, you're just walking around rooms all day. You're walking around rooms and you're seeing the same stuff over and over and over. And that's going to send you in a circle, in a spiral. So you're not going to really, you're already going to know what you're going to see. You're already experiencing something you experience every day. You're seeing something you see every day. So if you went out, went on a walk, went on a drive, you would see a lot more, maybe something new, maybe see somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or see somebody you see regularly and you just want to stay high. Like that never hurts. Like that'll always, almost always put you in a better situation than you were in before. And then I bet after that, you're going to want to do something else because your mind has already been stimulated by something new in the outside world, not in your world, not in your home, not in your head, not on your games, not on your phone, not on your TV. Like it'll engage you to want to do something more. And then that's when you create the good habits and you start to play into that and you start doing your chores around the house. You start taking care of your belongings, and that would put you on a consistent streak of wanting to do better things, of wanting to do more. And it'll give you more of a sense of purpose so your mind isn't digging itself down into a hole. And then, after all that, you could go and watch a show. You could go on your phone for a bit. Just don't let that habit take over and drag you under again, because that's when you get burnt out, and that is when you get into a rut.